Picture this. It's 2010. You're at a festival in Wales, vibing to Rihanna, absolutely smashing Only Girl in the World, when suddenly you spot two suspiciously well-dressed people lurking at the side of the stage. Plot twist. It's the future King and Queen of England living their best undercover life. Right, so Scott Mills, yes, The Scott Mills, has just absolutely shattered the internet by casually dropping the royal bombshell of the decade. And I'm here for every single chaotic second of it. Welcome back to Royal Cookies, where we serve up the juiciest royal gossip with a side of heart-wrenching humanity. Please remember to subscribe and click on the notifications bell icon, so you will be notified whenever we upload new cookies about the British royal family. So here's what went down, and I cannot stress this enough. This reads like a fever dream written by someone who's binged too much Netflix royalty content. BBC radio DJ Scott Mills has now disclosed that the royal couple secretly travelled to North Wales in 2010 to see Rihanna, Kesha, and Paramore perform at a festival in Bangor, and honestly, the absolute audacity of keeping this from us for 15 years. Let me paint you the full picture here. We're talking May 2010. Kate's still technically a commoner, eye roll. William's still pretending he doesn't know he's going to propose. And these two absolute legends decide to pull off what can only be described as Mission Impossible meets Love Actually. According to Scott Mills, the royal couple quietly watched performances by Rihanna, Kesha, and Paramore from the side of the stage. Only event organizers were told in advance, keeping the visit a surprise for security reasons. Can we just appreciate the sheer chaos of this? While everyone else is fighting for a decent view, our future monarchs are basically getting VIP access to what was essentially the cultural event of 2010. Think about it. This is the same year TK Talk was absolutely dominating everything, and somewhere in Wales, Kate Middleton was probably unconsciously absorbing Kesha's chaotic energy. No wonder she turned out to be such a rebel within the royal framework. But wait. Because if you think the timing of this revelation is coincidental, you clearly haven't been paying attention to how the royal gossip machine works. Let's be forensically honest here. This visit was made before the couple married in 2011, which means this little adventure happened during what royal biographers love to call their testing the waters phase. You know, when William was still figuring out if Kate could handle the pressure of royal life. Well, newsflash will. If she could survive a music festival with 50,000 screaming fans while trying to stay incognito, she was probably ready for anything Buckingham Palace could throw at her. But here's where it gets deliciously suspicious. Scott Mills dropping this bombshell now, in 2025, feels less like random nostalgia and more like calculated brilliance. Think about it, we're living in an era where the royals are desperately trying to prove they're relatable, down-to-earth, and just like us. What better way to humanize the future king and queen than revealing they once snuck out to see Kesha sing about brushing her teeth with a bottle of Jack? It's like finding out your headmaster secretly crowdsurfs at death metal concerts. And can we talk about the lineup for a hot second? The Free Music Festival saw headliners including Justin Bieber, Rihanna, Florence and the Machine, Paolo Nutini and Alicia Keys. This wasn't some twee acoustic gathering. This was pop culture at its most unapologetically extra. Kate and William weren't just dipping their toes into mainstream culture. They were doing a full-on cannonball into the deep end. The mental image of Prince William, a man who probably had God Save the Queen as his ringtone, trying to look casual while Kesha performed Your Love Is My Drug, is honestly sending me into orbit. Right. So we need to have a serious conversation about just how revolutionary this little escapade actually was. We're talking about 2010. The royal family was still operating under this impossibly stuffy set of rules where being seen at anything remotely common was basically social suicide. Yet here we have William and Kate, months before their engagement announcement, basically saying sod it to centuries of protocol and sneaking off to watch pop stars like a couple of rebellious teenagers. It's giving major I'm 18 and I do what I want energy. Except they were both in their late 20s and one of them was literally heir to the throne. The logistics alone must have been absolutely mental. Picture the security briefings. Right, lads, we need to blend in at a music festival. Yes, Derek, flip-flops are acceptable footwear for this mission. And let's be real, only event organizers were told in advance, keeping the visit a surprise for security reasons. This means there was an actual conspiracy to get royalty to a Kesha concert. Someone sat in a meeting room at Kensington Palace and said, "Operation TikTok is a go," and nobody questioned it. But here's what's absolutely fascinating. This wasn't just about rebellion for rebellion's sake. This was Kate and William consciously choosing to engage with the culture their future subjects were obsessing over. While other royals were probably attending charity galas and ribbon-cutting ceremonies, these two were getting a masterclass in what actually mattered to young people in 2010. Think about it, they witnessed Rihanna at the absolute peak of her powers, Kesha before all the drama, and Paramore during their emo-pop domination era. They basically got a front-row seat to the soundtrack of an entire generation, and they did it completely under the radar. And now that this secret's out, I'm wondering what other deliciously scandalous adventures they've been hiding from us. Turns out, they were out here living like characters in a Richard Curtis film the whole time. If you're obsessed with royal strategy and environmental impact like I am, make sure you're subscribed to Royal Cookies because we're serving up the most sustainable royal content on YouTube. And remember, in a world full of fast fashion and royal scandals, sometimes the most revolutionary thing you can do is wear your values on your sleeve, preferably in a gorgeous shade of green. Sophie's proving that environmental activism isn't just about what you do, it's about who you become. Until next time, keep munching on those eco-friendly royal cookies.